Are you tired of going to networking events, sitting in the corner, sitting around, afraid to spark up a conversation with a stranger? Yeah, sis, I'm reading you. Is the fear real? I understand. I've been a waitress for over a decade, and I've had thousands of conversations with thousands of people from so many walks of life, so many different industries, experiences, races, socioeconomic background, religion, everything. And the one thing that was in common, no matter what restaurant I was at, and trust me, it was plenty. We'll talk about that another day. The one thing that was the common denominator was the fact that I was selling myself. Okay? Stick with me to the end because I have 5 tips that I'm going to leave you with that you will be able to use right now to be able to network, enhance your networking skills, and ultimately grow your business and opportunities in 2026. Okay? If you're listening to this in the future, it will still be relevant. So, as I said, number one, your energy speaks for itself. Your energy speaks before you even approach a person, right? And if I'm being honest, that's why I took a step back from my business. I took a step back from my podcast over the last few years because I was not able to show up in a way that would be attractive. And I don't mean in a like a beauty sexually way, but energetically. My energy was very repelling, very closed off, and I was just mad at the world. And I was very aware of that. And so I was not in a season to be out networking, creating conversations, and even in that season, I still was able to give my best foot forward when it comes to the serving part of things, right? Because that was my job. Um, and that will lead me to my second point. But your energy speaks before you speak. So you need to get yourself energetically aligned to have and be the most receptive to this person. You want to be open, and also your energy sets the tone. So if you come to a stranger with super high energy, super positive starting, you're going to not only dis like what's the word? De-escalate their defenses, like their defense mechanisms are going to go down, but also they're going to feel like it's going to check them like shit, I need to get my energy back, right? Like especially if they're having a bad day. And even if you don't check them, if it doesn't check their ego, you might just be filling their cup. So go into the situation looking to add positivity and add value, add something to that person besides what you're selling, because ultimately that's the goal, right? Is to get a lead, hopefully make a potential sale, right? So your energy speaks before you open your mouth. Number two, it's a numbers game. And that leads me to what I was just saying. These people are customers. So if you've ever worked in a food industry, customer service, retail business, you know that your job as the customer service representative is to be a source of information, to be a source of positivity, and just a resource for the business, to be a representation of the business, right? So those are the things that you want to think about when you go out into networking is, how do I want to represent my business? What does my business stand for? What do I want people to think of when they hear my brand name? Okay? And it's a numbers game. So again, these people are customers, y'all. They're customers. So that means you treat them like a customer. That doesn't mean that you have to be performative and fake, but you're on the clock. So act like it. If you would give a customer that is a customer that is using a product or service that you work for, that is just your 9 to 5 job, but not your business, more energy, more love, more respect, more patience than you would for your business, you're not thinking about this right. Every customer that you talk to, every person that you think about, you should be thinking that they're a potential customer. And so what do you look for in your customer service experience? If somebody was rude, regardless if it was their authentic or real way of being, you wouldn't want to do business with them, right? And again, this is why I took a step back, because I was not able to show up and represent my brand and treat people in that way. I wasn't. I was going through some major things. And so if you're not there, be honest with yourself, and it's okay. Do the shadow work to be able to come to this side. Another thing about it's a numbers game is in the sales, for every 10 or 100 conversations you have, you're going to convert 10% of that. So if that's 100 conversations or 100 people, then that would be 10 closings. If that's 10 conversations or 10 potential customers, then you should be closing one of those conversations, right? So understand that it's a numbers game, right? So we're looking for our number one. And when it goes to that, back to number one of energetically aligning yourself, before you go out into the sales world and into the world to represent your business, your brand, your product, you should think about and like manifest, like, I want to attract what, if you believe in like a religion, if you are a person of God, if you are a person of, the universe and all things connected, whoever you pray to and call to, your ancestors, ask them, because if you know that what you're doing is your purpose, then ask them to lead you to who you're supposed to serve and who needs what you have, because there's power in our tongues. There's power in our energy, right? This is just an energy playing field. It's a numbers game though. So we're just finding number one. So I'm going to go ahead and go to point number 3, because it's a numbers game. 9 people are going to tell you no. Get comfortable hearing the word no. If you grew up spoiled, like I did, but honestly, sales is different. But if you grew up spoiled and you were never told no, this is not going to be easy for you. If your ego is attached to people's response to you, this is going to be a challenge for you. Rise up to the challenge though. Just because it's a challenge, any challenge in our life is just exposing an opportunity for growth, right? So take the opportunity, sit with yourself. When that person tells you no, first of all, back to number 2, how are you going to represent your brand? You're not going to be acting like a brat. You're not going to be an asshole. You're not going to be unprofessional. You're on the clock. This is a customer. Keep that in your mind. So we're going to handle it with class. We're going to handle it with grace. When I was waiting tables and I pitched my special of the night, Cajun shrimp, lobster bisque pasta, and they said no to me. Listen, it's $125. And they said no to me. I didn't take it personal. I kept going because there's other opportunities for little sell-ups and nurturing that relationship. Never underestimate the power of a relationship, because you don't know what and who this person knows. Even if they're not the customer, they might refer you, just on the level of like respect that you show them, the way that you carry yourself, the way that you carry your brand, right? So think about these things, okay? Rejection is protection. If they reject you, again, you're looking for your number one. All good. Thank you so much, Bob. I appreciate your time. Please keep my information around, and I'll even follow up with you in a few months. That's another tactic. Like, never underestimate the power of following up. Just because somebody's not interested in today doesn't mean they won't be tomorrow. All right, number 4, you gotta not give a fuck, okay? That's easier said than done. Just before I got on this video, I had to like do my breathing, my breath work, and do my breathing exercises and get my energy right to have the confidence to show up in my best, to give my best foot forward, right? You can't give a fuck. It is what it is. Like, these people are just people. You're just a person. This is just life, right? But also, this is like your stage. When I first started waiting tables, I was actually a host at the time. So my first job in the restaurant industry, I was like 15, and Betty, my boss, she came up to me like, girl, you need a smile. And I am like Miss RBF. Like, I have horrible resting bitch face, right? So I'm 15, like, just standing at the host stand, like, waiting on customers to come up. Like, I'm chilling, right? My energy's not bad in my mind, but how it's perceived to the world is I don't want to be there, which was maybe true. I was 15. I had other things on my mind that was not at the top of my focus. And so this is your stage. And she told me, smile. Like, that was it. That was it. And Betty used to get on my nerves. And I hope Betty's doing well. She was an older woman at that time, so she may not even be on this earth anymore. But I will never forget that gem she gave me. And it was discomforting to hear because I took it personal. Like, I'm not, what? Like, what's, you know? I knew my intentions were not bad, but it's like, a smile will take you so much further than not looking like you want to connect with people. And the reality is, if you're going to network with people, you should be in the space to want to connect with people. So be outside, have fun with this shit. Don't give a fuck. The world is your stage. Also, like I spoke about to point number one, the world commands to your energy field. So if I'm giving RBF, which I know from my experience, when I'm outside, it's a defense mechanism. Sometimes I do it on purpose just to avoid conversations with people. I'll put on my mean face. I'll put on my, yeah, like, you know, I used to have to, if you live in Colorado, I used to have to take the bus on Colfax at 13 years old, okay? So listen, you have to have those defense mechanisms, and you have to know when and where and how to use them, right? And who you're speaking to. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Like, if something feels off, get out. Put your defense on and remove yourself. But go into it with your defenses off. Go into it with an open mind. Also, go into every day in life with it, which this is hard, but especially in networking, that nothing is personal. This is not personal. When they say no to you, when they have an attitude, when they whatever, don't take it personal. In fact, use that opportunity to transmute. Like, anytime my table would get upset, like, I've dealt with many mad customers, and if any of y'all are watching these videos, you know that I didn't deal with you in a certain way. I mean, depending on the day, right? Because I'm human. And if I chose to match their energy or to be impatient with them, or just like, I could just feel where this is going, like, and I have good, my predictive traces be alarmed, and so I could sense like, this is gonna be a bitch, right? Like, I can sense when I'm dealing with an asshole. But the reality is, there have also been times when I was in an energy state enough of myself, I filled my cup enough to where I was able to give overflow on the positivity, right? And then I was met with positivity, because a motherfucker is like, when they're on some rude shit and you're positive, they're like, damn, like, it checks them, right? Especially when they know that they are not being kind, when they know that they're just, you know, when we're going through things, we do want the world to feel mad with us. They say misery loves company, and I learned that after I lost my brother. So don't do that shit. I think I got all my points for you. Your energy speaks. Your energy sells before you speak. It's a numbers game. You're looking for number 1 in 10. Never underestimate the power of a follow-up, though. Get everybody's contact information, even if they say no. Like, just still try to give your card and still try to pitch yourself. But if they're closed off, just let it go. Don't give a fuck. Just let that go. Like, this is a work. You're on the clock. These are customers. Keep it like that. Or they're potential colleagues, right? Collaborators. But this is work. You're on the clock. The world is your stage. Put your smile on. But also, the world commands to your energy. So be mindful. And rejection is protection, baby. If they don't want it, move on. They're not your audience, okay? that's all I got for you. If you like this video, like, comment, share, subscribe for more, because I have so much more in store for you. My next video is probably going to be on follow-ups, because I did hint at that. Maybe prospecting. Drop in the comments what you want. I also will be dropping a vlog type of series about my journey on my road to financial freedom, and how I got to this point in my life, and everything that came before, and where the direction I'm headed. And so I look forward to sharing that with you. A little nervous because I never did a vlog type of series, and it's been a long time since I've been so upfront and forthcoming about the things in my life. And so a little nervous, but here we go. But yeah, my name is Ariane Monet. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please share it with your people, and stay tuned for more. Peace.